Hey, welcome back everybody. I'm going to show you what we got for Christmas and kind of do an introductory video. Maybe learn a bit something myself about it. This is something to carry your slabs. It's called an Apache 3800. You may have seen these on YouTube videos before. Weatherproof, dustproof, impact resistant. First developed for, as it says, camera equipment, electronics, tools, pistols, handguns, anything you want to keep watertight, dustproof, and keep from flying around inside your case. It's pretty good for it. And of course, we card collectors thought, hey, if it's good enough for camera equipment, if it's good enough for pistols and handguns, it's certainly good enough for slabbed cards. So this thing will hold probably about, I don't know, 100, but we'll take it apart, see what's going on. Here's what it comes with. Everything you see. The top impacts like an egg carton type of padding. It comes off. So someone earlier said you can put your lists up there behind the padding. Inventory list, price list, what you want to pay, what you paid, so forth. That'll keep your things from getting moist. And it comes with a 2-inch layer of pick-apart foam padding. These little squares are probably 1/2 inch by 1/2 inch, and they just pull apart. And you can make rows, any type of design, cut out a handgun in the exact shape. There's number 2. There's a screw right there. That's for watertight. You can tighten that up and down. And then the bottom one is a little thicker, maybe 1.5 inches or so. We're probably going to change that out because if you keep all 3 of these layers, then put a slabbed card in there, and I'll give you an idea. That may not close tightly. This roof is going to come down on there and kind of smash your card. So someone on a previous video gave me an idea, and we're going to show that right away. Hold on just a moment. Okay, went to Hobby Lobby, bought this for $1.49. It was on sale for 99 cents, 12 by 18. You can cut it down from there to, I think the interior of this is like 15 by 11 on the inside. It goes right in there, adds a very thin layer, maybe a 1/4 inch if that. At the bottom, gets rid of this 1.5 inches. That way, your slabs fit in there, and it's not against the pure plastic, because I saw some people take that bottom layer out completely, and there's nothing but plastic on the bottom there, and it'll close pretty easily with that thin layer of rubber there. And it's only at 99 cents more, or most, if it's not on sale, $1.49. Very easy to cut. So we will take this away just for a moment. And here's what typically use to carry slabs. It's a double layer, double row shoebox. And you can see one disadvantage already, that it does not hold the tallboy cards. It's a standard 2-row box, and it's built higher than a typical 2-row box to your slabs fit in there perfectly. This one would not, but it'll fit in to the pull apart. We're going to make room for that one. Got to have room for the Dave Bang rookie card. But this one, this box holds about 50. I think there are 50 on this end and 50 in this row. And these all have plastic sleeves on them and so forth. So 100, and it can get kind of heavy if you want to take your cards on the road to a card show. And first of all, it's not very secure to hold this box. It's very heavy, maybe 15 to 20 pounds. So if you're going to be carrying something that heavy for that long, either taking them to a card show to sell or taking them to a card show to display, what have you, you're going to need something more substantial. And this thing alone probably weighs 4 to 5 pounds. So then you start talking about 15 pounds on top of that. That's 20 pounds that you're going to be carrying potentially for a whole day or more. If you're going to the National, 3 or 4 days. So we're going to put 2 of these layers back in, pull apart, and start pulling them away. Saw some other videos that the PSA slab, for example, without the plastic sleeve is about 5 of those 1/2-inch blocks, and the Beckett slab was just a little bit wider than that, maybe 6 slabs, and they'll slide right down in there. So let's try it. Before we go any further, let's talk about price and alternatives. These have been around for a while now. This particular model, this 3800, and there are 2800 models, 1800 models, and there's a 4800 model now, which of course is larger. The larger the number, the larger the case. This case is about 16.5 by 13, and I think I've already said internally it's about 15 by 11. This was $49, marked down to $39 at Harbor Freight, and I got a 25% coupon on top of that. So with the sale price and the coupon price, this thing was about $29, which is just really just a steal. And there are Pelican cases, which I think were first marketed to sports cards and slabbed cards, but those are like $129 minimum. So why pay $100 more for something that's very, very comparable? I've seen side-by-side videos of comparing the two, the Apache case and the Pelican cases. They put an egg in here, they hollowed out some squares, and they put an egg in. They dropped it from 5 feet, dropped it from 10 feet. Both of them, the egg survived, and they did a waterproof test. They submerged both of them for 30 minutes. Neither one of them leaked any water, and then they did an impact test where the guy actually ran it over with his truck. And unfortunately, the Apache case broke and the Pelican case did not. But hey, if you're going to be running over your case with a truck, maybe you shouldn't be in the business. I don't know, but maybe go ahead and spend the $129. But anyway, we're gonna make 3 rows, maybe 1 row of 5, 1 row of 6, and then we're gonna go something else for the 3rd row, perhaps. All right, just as a quick example, I'm going to keep 2 rows here, and I'm going to pick apart 5 across. I'm going to try to keep these in one piece. That way, if you ever want to change, you can just stick that large piece in there rather than go square by square. And we'll just take off 2 rows for now as an example. Rips apart pretty easily. And we'll do the same thing for the bottom row. We're about the same 10 squares. So we got 2 over and 2 back. Now these squares can get they tend to get worn out over time. It's just really kind of flimsy foam, able to be torn apart, as you can see. So pushing the cards in and out over time will eventually wear out the foam on either side of the card. And let's see, we'll get a couple PSA cards here. There's 4. We stick them in there. And that's it. You can see they're pretty snug. Put this down. Closes pretty easily. Snaps substantially. I forgot to mention earlier, there's a couple areas here for padlocks. You want to lock it once, twice, or 0. These latches are pretty substantial as well. But that's pretty cool. And that'll give you an idea of how that works. And maybe we should rise up and take a look at that. That's how it fits in there. And you can tell there's a whole lot of room for more slabs. And we're going to go ahead and tear off some more of those pull parts. Try to keep it in one slice That way, if you want to reconfigure or replace them, we can do that with stick them right back in there. We'll keep these separate. Or if you want to tear apart and have a brace so they don't go back and forth, you can do that as well. Hold on. All right, we tore some another row off. Finished that row. We kept 2 on each side as a buffer. You got a layer of 2 in the back, 2 squares on the side, and 2 squares in the front. And that seemed to work pretty well. We've got about 30 slabs, I think I counted in there now. So, and that gives you enough, with 2 on each side, it gives you some buffer. And it also allows you enough space where you can kind of feed your way through there and look and see who the cards were. Had 32 originally, and that was just too stiff. You couldn't see who the cards were. And I might take another square out on the sides. I could see how those would get worn out really quick. I've also seen another video on how to protect that. People were using a spray called Plastidip, just kind of like a polyurethane spray. Turns this into a real stiff once you get it cut out and picked apart and decide exactly where you want your rows. You can spray that Plastidip on it and it will harden this foam. That way, you know, taking these in and out on a regular basis is going to tear that foam up on the sides, I would guess. But this is really nice. Just see how it fits there, nice and snug. Don't want it to be too snug. And boom, take that off of there. And you can even fit, like, those are cards that are slabbed. These are cards, I just grabbed a couple of those from Austin's pile from Friday. But you can cut out an area, cards to be slabbed. The hard cards fit in there, slide in there very tightly as well. And there's plenty of room for 2 more rows with 2 rows in between each. You could probably squeeze 4, but why do you want to squeeze 4? And I'm going to put 2 rows of buffer in between each of these and have 3 rows of about 30. So you can hold 90. Again, the 4800, you can put it probably another row easily, but that's going to get awfully heavy carrying that around for a whole day. Yeah, I don't think you'd want that. But that's it for the Apache 3800. Again, you can take this anywhere you want to go. This thing is very manageable now. It's going to get, again, it's going to be probably 20 pounds with 90 cards loaded in there and the weight of the case itself. Got a little dial here to keep it watertight once you have everything in there. Again, $29. It's a steal because this, you know, these double row boxes, extra tall for the slab sizes, those are about $17 or $18 themselves. So why not spend the extra $10 or $11 and get the Apache case? It's a no-brainer for me. And again, it'll hold probably 90 comfortably, where you can still fish your way through there. And again, if you don't like this, how tight that was fitting up there, you could buy another piece of that foam from Hobby Lobby and put the 1/4-inch foam up there. I don't want it banging plastic against plastic. I want to protect my slabs at all costs. So I'm not going to leave that completely empty. Myself, I'm going to keep the eggshell. But if you're not happy with the eggshell, if you think that was too tight of a squeeze, you can either take off an extra layer of foam down below. You can change this eggshell out for a thin layer from the Hobby Lobby for $1. And of course, I'm going to maybe do another video after I treat this with Plastidip, after I harden that up and make sure I got my 3 rows finished. But that's it. What'd you think? Let me know down below if you have an Apache case, or if you have a Pelican case, or if you have something else to carry your slabs, and how it's working for you. If you've ever treated this with Plastidip, if you removed a layer of foam and what'd you replace it with, let me know. As always, love to read your comments. You guys have probably seen videos on the Apache cases and the Pelican cases, but I got this one for Christmas myself, and I wanted to show you as I was learning about it myself. So what'd you think? As always, if you haven't subbed yet, click right there and then ring that bell, or click all, and you'll be notified of any future video that I would post. And if you missed last Wednesday's video, I'll leave a link to that right there. Thanks for being with me today, though, and we will see you soon.